Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dusty Sonnenberg. Under cloudy skies, we have 54 degrees on the barn thermometer. It has been dry most of the day, but we are anticipating rain showers moving in later on this afternoon and in through the weekend. A couple quick programming notes. Be sure to tune in on Tuesday next week during midday as Dale will be catching up with the team at Ohio Corn and Wheat Growers Association. Then on Thursday, we'll have the first edition of the Ohio Field Leader Roadshow for 2025. We'll be visiting with Keith Dennis in Rushville, Ohio. The Ohio Field Leader is a project of the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff. Well, tariff talks making agricultural headlines. The National Cattlemen's Beef Association Senior Vice President of Government Affairs Ethan Lane shares an update on the reciprocal tariff announcement from President Trump. He actually got to attend the White House event where these tariffs were recently rolled out.
We were really pleased that the White House invited us to the ceremony. It was important for us to be there to make sure we're showing the president and his team that we are, as an industry, supportive of the president using this tool as a means to rectify some of the long-standing imbalances in those trade relationships for U.S. beef producers around the world. Our members produce the highest quality beef in the world. That is not in question. But because of that, it's very threatening to some foreign countries for our product to be on store shelves alongside their own product. And over the years, what that has resulted in is a lot of countries like Australia and others having really nice access to the U.S. market while restricting our market access into their countries. And the fact that the president's willing to take that on, willing to use this tool as a way to prompt some negotiations and rectify some of those non-tariff barriers in particular, we believe is something that could be incredibly beneficial to cattle producers. Now, that being said, we want to make sure we're really careful with how we proceed here. And NCBA is going to make sure we are really taking our job seriously of informing the president and his team about the problems here, the challenges, make sure they have good statistics and good information to work from in making these decisions and pursuing these negotiations to ensure that the end result of this is a better deal for cattle producers without damaging the good relationships we have now. And we have many. So we want to make sure we're managing that dynamic. And the best way to do that is to lean into this, support the president, and give him the information he needs to make this effort successful.
Again, those are the comments of Ethan Lane. He's the National Cattlemen's Beef Association Senior Vice President of Government Affairs. Let's take a look now at your Friday weather forecast as we go into the weekend, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com.
More moisture heading toward the Buckeye State over the next few days. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at the forecast update right now. Still seeing some lingering activity here this midday and afternoon in the south and southwestern parts of the state, but we're also gearing up for another surge that's going to lift across the area this evening through the overnight. Scattered showers to start, heavier rain and thunderstorm activity through tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon, and I think this goes right on into early Sunday. The best place for strong thunderstorm activity is going to be over southern Ohio, and we could see some strong to severe weather down there. I do think we dry down for early next week. A few spits and sprinkles, but cold air definitely dominating most of next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, exceptionally cold. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this.
Ohio's beef farms run on the protein-packed punch of soybeans. Across the United States, beef operations consume the equivalent of 55 million bushels of soybean meal annually. Soy meal delivers the energy and essential nutrients that help produce top-quality beef for your table. From soybean fields to plates everywhere, soybeans power the farms that feed families. This message brought to you by the Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Think biodiesel is just another fuel? Think again. Biodiesel is Ohio innovation on the move. Clean, green, and built to keep diesel engines running strong. It's an engine booster, a soybean supporter, and an environmental champion all in one. Every gallon reduces emissions, strengthens Ohio farms, and powers your ride. Drive with purpose. Choose biodiesel. Learn how at soyohio.org.
Well, let's take a look at how your markets closed for Friday, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com. Well, the markets all closed in the red today after a tumultuous day of trading. We find December new crop corn down 3/4 of a penny at $4.46 3/4. March 26 corn was down a penny at $4.60 1/2. May soybeans closed the day down 34 1/2 cents at $9.77. November new crop beans down 32 3/4 at $9.84 1/4 cents. And new crop wheat for July down 7 1/4 cents at $5.42 3/4 cents. December wheat down 8 1/4 at $5.80 3/4 cents. On the livestock side, numbers also in the red as we find April live cattle closed the day down $5.42 1/2 cents at $202.62 1/2 cents. June cattle are down $6.50 at $198.20. April lean hogs were unchanged at $87.37 1/2 cents, but May hogs closed down $3.45 at $85.12 1/2 cents. And feeder cattle for May closed down $8.25, $274.87 1/2 cents. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. You're listening to the Ohio AgNet.